Welcome to Chok Muay Chats episode 21. I'm Joe Comerford, commentator, content creator, and former fighter. This is an episode in collaboration with 1774 Promotions in Sydney. My guest today is stadium fighter and American phenom, Jalill Barnes. So welcome, sir. Thank you for coming on.
Hello. Sawadee krap.
So
How are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm good, my friend. For the fans in Australia who might not know who you are, how could you describe yourself for them?
Jalill Barnes. He's this American fighter living in Thailand. Goes by the name Boy Kiao, Phuket Fight Club. Fights regularly at Rajadamnern. Just some young kid, funny, cool, handsome, all those things.
I love the humility of it all.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
for those who don't know, Jalil, you've been making huge waves on the stadium scene for the last few years. I know there was a bit of a tumultuous period for all fighters during COVID, but you've been doing a phenomenal job fighting the Thai game or the stadium style for the last couple of years. And
Thank you.
you've fought some huge names in your weight division, and Thais and foreigners alike. So, what do you think you can bring to Australian audiences?
To Australian audiences, I think I can bring I have a very authentic Muay Thai style. Like I'm not sure. I don't really watch the Australian circuit specifically, but I
Hmm.
kind of describe myself as like a Muay femur, Muay cow style, depending on my opponent. And I'm very smart. Like I'm not a person who gets into like these wars. Some of the fights that I do see in Australia, they're very toe to toe, right? But I'm more of a smart fighter and try to outwit and beat my opponent. So I think that'll be fun for them to watch. And I'm easygoing as well.
Mm, mm. Well, I think that's one of the that's one of the major things that separates you from other foreigners here in Thailand is, your ability to be able to play for the punters at the
Hmm.
stadiums. Not yeah, for me, when I've seen you fight on entertainment promotions, I don't think your style suits that the shorter round system, and I think you like putting on a show for the punters. And Australia, especially promotions like Rebellion and 1774, pride
Yeah.
themselves on traditional Muay Thai as well. Especially the promoter Iram and Michael Green, they're huge fans of that stadium style. So I think Australia is quite special in a sense that it's one of the few countries outside of Thailand that try to do Thai style right. So
Yes.
so I think that's why it's great to see somebody like yourself on a promotion like 1774 to be able to showcase like real stadium style for the fans in Australia. It's I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me
So
too, man. I'm excited.
what's your preparation like? Are you just doing the normal stuff, the day-to-day training down at Phuket Fight Club, just or is there something different you're doing to prepare for a different
Y-
opponent this time? Or
Yeah, so I'd say like 80% of the fight camp is the same, and that the remaining 20 is pretty much what my trainer takes from my opponent. Like I don't really None of my fights do I watch a lot of film on my opponents. I let
mm,
my trainer do that, and then he'll come to me during pad time or during the training session and tell me what I need to do, what I need to think about, what I need to work on.
mm,
So for the most part, my training is the same. But as we go into June, I think it's gonna start getting a lot more specific to my
mm,
opponent.
mhm. Do you like that philosophy of, sort of not knowing too much about your opponent and just let the trainer handle it? Because I feel like from my experience, it takes a lot of the pressure off yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, so yes, I do like it. But also I think a lot of people can't have this aspect because they don't have trust in their trainer, right?
Mm,
Especially people who are coming from other countries come to Thailand, they have some random trainer,
mm.
that they haven't built trust with yet. So they want to know, who am I fighting? What style is it? But once you spend time with a single trainer and I see, okay, my trainer, he knows the circuit. He knows this guy's name. He's seen him fight before. He's probably gambled against him a couple times. I trust him to like give me the right tips on this guy's style.
And are you looking forward to coming over to Australia? Because I imagine you haven't been out of Thailand for a while now. Um, you went back to America to do a bit of seminar work and that sort of stuff, but it's been a while since you've been out of Thailand. Are you looking forward to, fighting a little bit differently, or just a different tempo, a different vibe?
Hmm. Yeah, I think the what I see with the Australian circuit is the vibe is great. There's fans. There's like real fans there. As opposed to when I fight at Rajadamnern, a lot of the time it's just gamblers, and gamblers aren't technically fans, right? They're there to make money, and like,
Mm,
sure, they cheer for you, but if when you lose, they're not going to talk to you. You're treated like a piece of crap until the next time you win, and then you're
mm,
then you're awesome. But real fans of Muay Thai, even if you win, you lose, if you fight well, they're going to come up to you after and be like, "Hey, that was awesome. Like, that was inspirational." I see that with Australian Muay Thai, like in the crowd, they're real true fans of the sport. So it's gonna be dope to be in that atmosphere again. Like, that's what I'm really excited for, to showcase my art and for people to actually appreciate that.
mm. Well, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is about American Muay Thai. Now, American Muay Thai has been making leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. I was at the WBC Amazing Muay Thai Festival earlier in the year, and I was very impressed by the American team. And in my view, I would say you're the best American next to Mr. Onion Topic. You two are really leading the way in the world of Muay Thai in Thailand. What do you think about the American scene and where it needs to go?
So the American scene is, we have great athletes who could become really great fighters, but they are too comfortable, I guess would be the
Mm.
best word to say. They're comfortable being a small fish, a big fish in a small pond. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
they're comfortable having such a big name in their state or just a big name in their country, right?
Mm,
And that, if that's what they want, that's okay. But when I fell in love with Muay Thai, I fell in love with like the golden era, right? And I saw Lamnamun, Karuhat, guys like this, and I wanted to, oh man, I want to be in the stadiums. I want to be like where Muay Thai started, and I want those people to know my name, those fans to know my name. So it's kind of, I think, yeah, American fighters are just too comfortable being a big name in their small area. They need to come over here and humble themselves, be at the bottom of the totem pole again, and work their way up.
yeah, there seems to be a bit of an issue with that there's not a lot of development of professional fighters. I mean, there's tons and tons of promotions that do amateur shows, but from what I've heard and what I've seen, there doesn't seem to be a lot of professional shows. Do you think it's because of the amount of states in America, and each of them have their own sporting commissions that
Yeah,
dictate different rules and that sort of stuff? So I suppose that could be a bit of a challenge for professionals to progress.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think like most of these athletic commissions are, as far as combat sports go, they're boxing. They're heavy on boxing, right? So when you're introducing knees and elbows without any headgear to these guys, they're kind of against it. And I think these Muay Thai promoters get a lot of pushback from the commission, and it just makes things hard, which is another hurdle.
Mm. And just going to the sort of idea of amateur Muay Thai, did you have much of an amateur career in Thailand? Sorry, in America. Did you develop in America, or do you feel that really your career developed over here in Thailand?
Oh, I had a really big career in the US. So I trained and fought for 4 years under Ronin Training Center. It's a gym in Ohio
Hmm.
under Aaron Boggs. He was my trainer for 4 years. And yeah, every year we were just some years I got like 7 fights. One year I got 12 fights. Just we had to drive a lot, right? We had to go to a lot of tournaments because unfortunately tournaments are the only time where your opponent can't like pull out.
Mm.
Because sometimes you get these one-on-one fights and they look you up and find out who you are and they see, oh, it's gonna be a tough fight. Maybe they pull out.
Yep.
So, but I pretty much, I made a list of all the people who were above me, like had more fights than me, more experience. And I just try to figure out, okay, how can I fight this person? What promotion do I need to contact? And so me and my coach back then, we just made a plan and yeah, we made a career out of it. I was a professional even when I was an amateur, like I had a schedule and I was training 2 times a day, before, before college, right? I would go to the gym and train, and then I go to school, and then after school come back to training. So I did have a pretty good amateur career back home.
And coming over to Thailand, as I said, you've been making waves on the stadium scene for a number of years. And I know for nerds like myself and guys like Matt Lucas and Ali McConey, we get excited every time we see you fight because, we're just massive fanboys. But also, we love you. You've just got such a beautiful style. For you, what's your favorite promotion to fight on in Thailand?
In Thailand, my favorite promotion
Mm.
so far has been Sorsamai's promotion at Rajadamnern, his Sor Palang Mai.
Hmm.
Um, it's I think I'm getting a little bit comfortable to it now. Like my next fight is going to be at Omnoy,
Hmm.
which it's still under Source of Mind's promotion, but I really like being at Rajadamnern, it being the oldest stadium and the atmosphere and just seeing like the champions up at the top row, Lamnamunlek and all the other champions up there. It's kind of like
Mm.
it's just the best. I mean, it's the best place to be for Muay Thai, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now I saw Palang Mai. That's the Wednesday show. If people don't know that, the
Yes.
S Power show. So people can catch that on YouTube if they want to watch that. The other thing is the ecosystem of Muay Thai has changed hugely in the last 3 years. We've gone really from a handful of entertainment style shows. There was like Muay Extreme, and then there was
Hmm.
Super Champ, and then of course the pandemic hit, and Muay Thai sort of turned on its head, and there's been this big explosion of entertainment Muay Thai. Now you fought on one championship. Do you think entertainment, are you able to adapt to that 3 round style and pushing forward, or do you prefer to just stick to what they call traditional Muay Thai and stick to the 5 round style?
The question is, am I able to? Yes, I am able to. Like,
Mm.
even the amateur Muay Thai scene in America is more of an entertainment style, right? Three
Mm.
rounds, 3 2-minute rounds sometimes, and I fought in IFMA before, so it's kind of that same pace. But do I want to? No, not really. Like I said, when I fell in love with Muay Thai, I fell in love with the stadium Muay Thai, and I had these goals in my heart of being a stadium champion. And it doesn't really, even though like there's big payouts in entertainment Muay Thai right now, it's just if I wanted money, if I was doing it for money, I'd take a different job. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm doing it because of the goals I have, right? I want to be a stadium champion. I want to feel like I've made Muay Thai history, like in traditional Muay Thai. So can I? Yes, but will I? We'll see. Maybe I'll do a couple fights here and there.
Now your fight in Australia is 5 rounds because it's for the WBC International title. Has this been one of the goals to fight for a WBC title?
Has it been a goal? I mean, it's been a dream to get any type of medal around my way.
Yeah.
But it's always been a dream of mine too to fight in Australia. So it's dope that my first fight is gonna be there, and I get to fight for a WBC strap. And every every Muay Thai fighter knows the WBC strap is it's gorgeous. It's the green and gold. Everybody wants to have it. So I'm very very blessed to have this opportunity. I'm dying. I'm dying in training. Dying for that belt.
Now, do you know much about Josh McCulloch, who you're fighting against?
I do not personally. I don't like when I first saw the poster and I saw his name. I went to his Instagram and I
Mm,
saw he was. I think he's Christian. He had like a Bible verse, which is dope. But other than that, no, not really. I'll leave it. I'll leave that to my trainer.
I know. I find that really lovely that that sort of philosophy of not trying to over analyze the situation, because I think especially in the West, we can sort of over romanticize fighting a little bit. And I think a lot of fighters in the West tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves. And I think that's come from, like the expansion of MMA and the expansion of boxing and all that sort of thing. But
Yeah,
I really love your philosophy of Thai style, just I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I'll trust in
yeah,
my trainer and my training. Yeah, I really like that. And I think the fans in Australia are in for a real treat, because if they haven't seen you fight before, I tell you what, this man knows how to put it all together and really play the game. So it's going to be a fantastic fight against a Muay Thai, against what I would call a sort of a lateral moving Muay mat. So it's a really good matchup. The guys at 1774 have done a fantastic job. Now, you're fighting before you go over to Australia. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening the Saturday coming?
yes. So next Saturday, I'm fighting against Nong Biu Jit from Jitmanon Gym
Yep.
at Omnoy. Really strong, beautiful Muay Thai fighter. I watched his last fight before we were even matched up. I was watching his last fight, and I was just falling in love with his style. He was fighting like this Muay Mat guy. And he's a Muay Thai, but he's not soft. He's not gonna back up. He stood his ground and was like blasting kicks, and I was just like, damn, this guy's style so beautiful. And then like a week later, they're like, hey, you fight Nong Biu, Jimonon. He fought like last week. I was like, oh yeah, I just watched him. So I'm excited. I've been training really hard for that. Like, yeah, it's just gonna be another good fight. I love when I feel like I'm fighting up. You know what I mean? Like
Mm, mm.
it's always better to fight up. There's nothing to lose, and it's gonna be a main event. I'm sure. And he's from Jim Mongnon, so there's gonna be a lot of Jim Mongnon people there. So the stadium's gonna be fire.
Oh, it's good. I'll be. Oh no, I won't be there. I won't be there because normally I do the Kiat Pet show, but no, I won't be there unfortunately. But I'll be watching on my phone anyway. But
Mm.
what I was going to ask you is congratulations on recently getting married. I mean, it's been a few months now, maybe 3 or 4, I think. But how's married life treating you at the moment?
Married life's good. We bought a house a little bit ago. It's almost finished. Like we'll probably move in next month. So real married life will start next month. But it's been
Awesome.
good. It's good so far. She's an amazing woman. I'm very blessed to have someone like that. So I see
And
many years to come.
that's right. That's right. I mean, it changes a man for the better. And how does she feel about you fighting? Because I know at least my wife, I've wanted to get back in the ring, and she's told me no, 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 that's never happening. How does your wife feel about your chosen career path?
I think she's pretty nonchalant, like pretty even. You know what I mean? I think when I was fighting on one, she was a bit more like, this is a bit more dangerous." But she
Mm.
says she's not. She doesn't really. Not that she doesn't care, but she's not scared when I fight or anything. She watches.
Oh, that's good to hear. I wish I I wish I had a wife who wasn't scared of it. That's all
Well,
right.
she met me when I was a fighter, so it's something she's got to deal with now.
Well, that's right. That's right. And it's all, you know what? Behind every great man is a fantastic woman as well. So, she must be a fantastic support for your career. Now, I also want to ask, because as I've said, I think you're probably, if not the best, but one of the best foreigners here in Thailand on the stadium circuit at the moment, and you have been for a long while. I mean, you've been established for a fair while here. What advice would you give to young fighters who are looking to move over to Thailand and potentially improve their career?
Mm. If it's something that a young fighter really wants to do, I would tell them that it's more in their reach than they even think. Like when I was dreaming about, oh man, one day I want to fight in Thailand and this stuff. I didn't even know, like, it didn't even cross my mind that I would be, number 2 ranked at Rajadamnern. People would drive past and be honking their horn, Borkia, or I would go to random provinces and people would know me and stuff like that. Like, it's more in your reach than you think. If it's something you want to do, just have faith in yourself, right? And it can happen. And another thing I would say is you need to put God first in everything you do.
Mm.
And God will make sure he will take care of you. Like there's times, because there's going to be dark times, especially if you move to another country away from your family, you're training, there's not a lot of money in the sport. There's going to be dark times where maybe you don't know what you're going to eat, or, maybe you don't know how where you're going to sleep. Things happen, and you're going to need the love and the help and the guidance of God along your way to keep you straight. And so you don't lose yourself, because we know living in Thailand, it's very easy to fall into a party lifestyle. It's easy to fall into the cracks. So yeah, you need to have strong principles as well.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. I think, I think a lot of young guys or young gals who are coming over here really need to be careful of the traps and the vices that are so easily accessible here. And and I think that's a really important point that you make. Religion offers such a good support network for people, community, friends, and of course, the powers that be at above. I think that's still a really important aspect that people need to pay attention to, is their spiritual side of life while they're over here as well, because a lot of young people also get lost in that party lifestyle,
Yeah, man.
especially in Bangkok, right? Yeah, how many fighters have you seen with such great potential, and then they just get trapped in the road of darkness and fall off. So
Yeah.
I think that's a really good piece of advice you put out there. Now, the last thing I wanted to ask of you, because I don't want to take up too much of your time, uh, do you have any favorite Australian fighters?
Favorite Australian fighters. So number 1, of course, is John Wayne Parr. Like, because when I was dreaming about doing what I'm doing now, I would watch John Wayne Parr. I would watch Blessed with Venom. And it's such a good documentary. It documents what he's done so well, being a young kid coming here alone, not really being able to speak Thai, any of that stuff. And I would write in my journal. I have my journal pages all the time. Like, man, I just wanna throw myself to the lions like John Wayne Parr, and like just see what happens if I really give it my all. And so John Wayne Parr is number 1, Australia for sure.
Mm.
Number 2 is Jordan Coe.
Oh,
R.I.P.
yes.
Yes. So when I watched Jordan Coe a bit before I ever came to Thailand, right? And I loved how he came out for his fights, just like this very lighthearted, funny, dancing. Sometimes he'd be playing the instrument and he'd go and like dry hump the ref or his opponent or something before the fight. Just having that lightheartedness, that, and like a love as well. You can feel his love, even though he's about to like try to take your head off.
Mm, mm.
And then I went to train at Lamnamun's gym in Ubon, and just Lamnamun would tell us stories about him as well. Lamnamun loved that kid like a son,
Mm.
right? And just his work ethic was crazy. The trainers at the gym would talk about it too. Like, man, that guy, he worked like a water buffalo.
Yeah.
Just a crazy work ethic. So he's number 2. Number 3 right now. Uh, I'm gonna go with two for now. Two for now. Oh, number three. No. I'm gonna throw out another one. Number three, my homie Diandra. You know
Oh,
Diandra?
yeah, Deandra Martin. Yep. Excellent.
Yeah, she's a killer. I spar with her all the time. Very good, very beautiful style, high pace, like and strong. Like she's linky, but she's strong. And
Mm.
I really want to see her fight more soon too. So yeah, she gets special. What is that special shout out?
Well, I mean, you're really lucky down at Phuket Fight Club. You've got some, phenomenal training partners and some phenomenal trainers, especially shout out to Elias down there doing a great job, training all you guys, and especially in different aspects of the game as well. You've got some fantastic entertainment fighters, you've got some fantastic stadium fighters, and a real big props to him and the work that he's doing. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys perform on June 15th on 1774 in Sydney for the WBC International strap. And then
Let's go.
I'll be looking forward to you guys scrapping it out for 5 rounds. Good 100% Muay Thai. Thank you, Mr. Jalill Barnes, Mr. Married Man, the happiest man of God I've ever met. Thank you very much for your time. If you like this episode of Chok Muay Chats, please like, share, and subscribe. Mr. Jalill Barnes, where can people find you online?
Online, you can look me up on YouTube. I try to post all my fights unless they get like flagged by YouTube. Just my name, Jalill Barnes, Jalill, or on Instagram, Boakiao Muay Thai, Boakiao_Muay Thai. Facebook, Jalill Barnes, or you can find me at Phuket Fight Club. I'm usually knee in the bag or something. Yeah.
Putting in the work. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, my friend. I shall see you around the traps, I imagine. Thank you very much for your time on a Sunday night. I know you probably want to go and have dinner with your wife and do some other things rather than talk to me. But thank you very much. And people can see you at June 15th in Sydney. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.